do it your way. You don't need their permission, but you need yours. You don't need their permission, but you do need yours. You do need to look at yourself and declare who you are, and you need to believe it. You think my dreams are too big? I said, absolutely not. You're just telling them to the wrong person. For some of you, the reason why you're not taking advantage of this opportunity is not because you don't believe in it, you don't believe in you. In order to achieve greatness, you must first believe you can. Because I get to decide. I'm running my life now. I'm finally in control of my life. I'm finally the boss of my life. Are you ready to be the boss of your own life? Are you ready to be in control of your own life? Are you ready? And you deserve to have everything you want. You deserve to live your best life. You deserve it. And stop listening to the people who tell you you don't. Kill the noise. What do they know? We're gonna do the hard work now. So here's the hard work. I need you to confront you. I was created to be great. I was created to do great things. I was created to have great things, and I will no longer ask others for their permission. That person who was your hater, they thought they defeated you. That person who told you you'll never amount to anything, they thought they defeated you. You want me to tell you to give up? Huh? You want me to tell you to quit? Huh? Is that what you want me to say? You want to hear E.T. say, it's all right to give up. It's all right to surrender. That's what you want me to say? But listen to me, Greg, I can't tell you that. Some of us just grind. Some of us don't make excuses. Some of us don't surrender. Some of us don't give up and give in. It's our dream. Nobody's gonna see it like you do it. It's your dream. Nobody's gonna feel it like you feel it. It's your dream. Nobody's gonna be as dedicated to it as you are. It's your dream, and they don't have to understand, and they don't have to like it, and they don't have to do it. It doesn't make a difference. It's your dream, and you, my friend, have been given the task to make it happen, and you can't let anything stop you from doing what you were called to do. What we do with the pressure is we say, I gotta take it, and I gotta take it to another level. Once you start questioning yourself, you already lost. All of us will be successful in life if we don't quit. I gotta believe in me before anybody else believes in me. I get up at 3 because it's silent. It's easier to be focused when the environment is focused. Most of you wake up and you try to make money. Listen to me, if you would make you, money would come to you. Okay, you missed that whole thing I just said. If you would make you a better person, you'd make more money. Now, watch what I do. The way people spend their money or treat their money is how I treat my time. All right, let me explain what I mean to you. I make sure that every single day in that 24-hour period that I'm getting a whole bunch of wins. So I'm supposed to be doing this at this time, doing this at this time, doing this at this time, doing this at this time. The problem with most of you waking up and you worshiping money. Man, I was in the back with Cole. Cole was like, E, I got this opportunity for you. I got this opportunity. I got this opportunity. When you become number one, you have to chase opportunities. So I became number one, not meaning I'm better than nobody else. It means I just mastered my craft to the point that I know what I do that don't nobody else do. I know that I have a way of doing in this industry what nobody else does, and I've picked out in this industry, I've crafted out my own room. And your problem is you at 50% knocking on doors trying to get the result, somebody at 100%. And you wondering why it ain't working. Because while you're doing what they're doing, you're not, they are.
Well, son, what do we have here?
Just a bread.
Is bread?
I want to cut it.
Oh my god, this looks so yummy. Wow, look at all the berries.
Stuck here on the ground. Lighting up the way, I can see the road ahead of me. I won't be stumbling in the dark.
This is the best thing I ever tasted in my life.
Whole wheat bread, you gotta get it. Whole wheat bread, you gotta get it.
until you set me free. My eyes were closed, now I see clear as day. And I just wanted to say that you can take me high.
The right person, Dr. Sapphire. Yes. This is bad medical advice that politics. If you are going to a situation where you have family members, where you have close friends who you know have voted in ways that are against you, like what you said, against your livelihood, and it's completely fine to not be around those people and to tell them why, to say, I have a problem with the way that you voted because it went against my very livelihood and I'm not going to be around you this holiday. I need to take some space for me.
A Yale psychiatrist arguing if you disagree with your family, then you are the bad guy. You should just cut them off, cut them out of your life. But is this the best advice heading into the Christmas season?
Here to discuss is Fox News medical analyst. That's good. And I think you're the right person, Dr. Sapphire. Yes. This is bad medical advice that politics, the issue here is not your politics, it's your family. Cut them out.
Yeah, well, so good morning, guys. First of all, I do want to put the little caveat here. The woman that was being amplified on this network, she isn't actually a practicing physician. She's still in her training, which means that she's never actually, seen patients without being under the supervision of an actual practicing physician. But ignorance and lack of experience certainly are not an excuse and can cause harm. When the Biden-appointed Surgeon General in the last couple of years has declared a loneliness epidemic, loneliness is rampant across our country. It was fueled by COVID, by our digital technology, and loneliness is not only associated with depression, anxiety, suicide, it also is related to physical ailments such as cognitive decline, dementia, heart disease, diabetes, and other things. So this is bad advice, especially heading into the holidays where a lot of people do already have some issues with some of their mental health. So please, please don't listen to this woman. Get outside, get some vitamin D, call your family, call your friends. You'll never believe it, but there are things you can talk about outside of the election if you disagree. You don't have to agree on anything. Talk about, I don't even care what you talk about. Talk about something else, but do not isolate yourself.
It's so funny because at my kitchen table, we talk about everything. And in our family, Sean has a huge family, lots of Democrats, lots of independents, lots of Republicans. It's like, if you don't learn how to get along and talk about issues with your family, no wonder the country is so divided. This is where you learn to have differences of opinion and still love each other. And then you can take that out on the macro scale. I'm really sad that this woman is giving this advice.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page.
In the temple.
Treat us as well.
Who's the man?
Where's Bud?
And for the masters in
that's in you. As a reward.
Well, on Wednesday, Joe Biden and President-elect Trump will meet at the White House to mark the start of the transfer of power.
As Trump returns to the Oval Office, the focus is now on who will be joining him in his cabinet. Our next guest says she'd be honored, quote, honored to serve if asked.
Trump transition team co-chair Tulsi Gabbard joins us now. I want to ask you, how will you serve? I know you're not going to answer me, so I guess I want to. I'm going to ask just a general question. It's very clear from the statement that Donald Trump put out on Truth Social yesterday, where he said, "I'm not going to have." Who was it?
Nikki Haley.
Nikki Haley. I'm sorry, Nikki Haley and Pompeo. Thank you very much. Long show, and then he put that out, which is not very traditional. And there seems to be like a battle inside, like whose ideological views are going to show up in this administration. Tell me what the criterias are that you're seeing on the transition team, how you're processing people's names and resumes through, and also just how important is loyalty in this? People who have stood by the president for a long time, through thick and thin.
You know, yeah, sure. You know, President Trump is obviously going through and making these decisions very carefully. What we saw on election night was this very, very clear mandate coming from the American people, this overwhelming victory that was a resounding rejection of the neocon warmongers who like to see our country in a constant state of war, who support feeding the military-industrial complex. It was a resounding rejection of the Washington establishment that puts their own power over the interests of the people. So President Trump is coming into this with the majority of the American people standing alongside him. And those who he is bringing with him into this administration, I can assure you, will be people who are committed to executing his vision, his promise to the American people. So, you know, a lot of people talk about loyalty and how important loyalty is. Yes, well, it's loyalty to the American people, making sure that the policies that President Trump has outlined throughout his campaign, that his administration will execute, will always be made within that context that he has talked about since 2016, is putting the interests of the American people first.
Yeah, America first.
You know, Tulsi, before you became a Republican in the course of this race, have been a longtime supporter of Donald Trump throughout. Yep, you used to be a Democrat, and Nancy Pelosi and others have been trying to point fingers at each other, right? Rather than realize that they've lost touch with the American people, you've got Nancy Pelosi, you've got other Democrats saying, "Well, we are the party of the working class. We do." They're playing the blame game. Can they learn anything? You understand that mindset, although you completely rejected it. Can they learn?
It's a very good question. You know, when President Trump won in 2016, I remember going back to Washington thinking like, oh, okay, maybe the leaders of the Democrat Party are going to have a moment of introspection and ask themselves like, okay, what are we getting wrong? Because the American people clearly rejected the Democrat leadership of Hillary Clinton and chose Donald Trump. It didn't happen then. It has not happened since. And as you can see here, it's not happening now. It's very revealing in how they're reacting to President Trump's win of the popular vote, win of the electoral vote, in that they still think we, the American people, are stupid. They still think we are garbage. And we can see this by them calling us that, essentially, calling those of us who supported President Trump and who voted for him as you know, well, we're Nazis, we're racist, we're sexist, we're bigots. Still, after the election, they're doing this. And then you see how little they think of our democracy when you see people like Governor Gavin Newsom and other Democrat governors saying, well, we have to Trump-proof our states to protect their states from the duly elected president of the United States. They do not believe in democracy. As much as they say they're the defenders of democracy, their very actions say, no. They don't believe in democracy. They don't believe in the voices of the people carrying the day through our elections. They believe in their own power, their own radical agenda that Kamala Harris showed over the last 4 years has been disastrous for the American people, both here in domestic policy as well as their foreign policy.
Well, Tulsi Gabbard, thanks for being with us this morning. There's been a lot of conversation, which you know the relationships behind the scenes on who is going to be saddled with the blame for what just went down. But thanks for your time, Tulsi.
Great to see you.
Thanks, Tulsi.
Have a great day.
You too.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our
morning, Piro, Jessica Tarlov, Jesse Waters, and Greg Gutfeld. It's 5 o'clock in New York City. I bet you're sick of seeing me. This is The Five. So it is being called the biggest political comeback in American history. President-elect Trump is on his way back to the White House. Earlier, he flipped Michigan, completing his sweep of the 3 blue wall states. And Trump is leading in other key battlegrounds that are still too close to call. Republicans are already set to take control of the Senate, and the Fox News Decision Desk estimates that the GOP has a slight edge in the House as well, as states continue to count ballots. Here's the president-elect speaking about his landslide victory.
I want to thank the American people for the extraordinary honor of being elected your 47th president and your 45th president. This campaign has been so historic in so many ways. This is a magnificent victory for the American people that will allow us to make America great again. America has given us an unprecedented and powerful mandate. We have taken back control of the Senate. Wow, that's good.
And that will make a big difference.
Old house. And instead of an evening concession speech, she avoided her supporters like Hunter Biden dodging child support. For the first time, she wasn't laughing. Although you got to admit, this is pretty hilarious. Watch.
Are there any places where Kamala Harris overperformed from where Biden did?
So we can show you that as well. We just bring that out here. Harris overperforming in 2020.
Holy smokes.
There you go. So let this go away and see if there's anything on the east side there.
Literally nothing?
Literally nothing.
Literally not one county?
By 3% or more.
I can't believe he did it that way.
This is called a mandate. He won the popular vote by over 5 million. That can't be explained away. The Dems can't give their usual excuses with more buts than a Kardashian family reunion. And so there will be changes. Shoplifters may actually have to pay for stuff. Migrant gangs might have to get a new realtor. And Jimmy Kimmel will probably be institutionalized. But there's a larger question. Did Trump do this by the strength of his personality alone? Or has America changed and Trump's just the first to call it like it is? I mean, he did that with the media, the same collection of hacks who told us fairy tales about how close this was all going to be, and how abortion would send the evil orange man packing, and how the polls were going to be honest this time. Turns out they had the accuracy of Stevie Wonder playing Jenga. Truth is, so cheap. The truth is, Musk and Joe Rogan and a few other podcasts did more to get the word out on this election than all the legacy media combined. It's amazing. Tells you one thing, legacy media is dead. It is. I only hope that if Brian Stelter jumps from a window, it's from the first floor so he won't crush dozens of pedestrians. But there's another group that's over too. It's Hollywood, all the virtue signaling from the Anistons and the Clooneys. It didn't mean a thing. All that Botox must have paralyzed their brains into believing it matters what they think. Sorry, douchebags. You're just hairless circus bears here to entertain us. The other message? Identity politics is dead. DEI-DOA. Enough with dividing Americans into absurd categories that only matter to self-obsessed people with more pronouns than friends. The truth is, Americans of all stripes want the same things: prosperity, safety, a president who doesn't smell like an outhouse. It's why Trump won record numbers of Hispanics and black voters. But he also won a whole bunch of different people. What else could appeal to both black men and Amish voters? Well, that list is Trump and common sense and fat asses. Now, Trump didn't do this alone. Talk about unsung heroes. Scott Pressler drove his jalopy into the ground, getting out the vote to flip Pennsylvania. That's right, a gay man who helped convince the Amish to put down their butter churners and get to the polls and vote for Trump. That's a movie Hollywood should make, but they won't. They won't. J.D. Vance, who Russ Belters recognized as one of their own, Barron Trump, all 8 feet, 11 inches of him, who advised his dad on podcasts, and of course, Musk and Rogan, whose dedication to the free exchange of ideas scares the hell out of liars who only talk in sound bites. And don't forget Peanut the squirrel, who did not die in vain. But perhaps the biggest, unsung hero, Kamala Harris. She was Trump's secret weapon, proving that you cannot win by identity alone. You need ideas, a vision of a better life, brains. You can't just tell us how deplorable we are, laugh like a lunatic, and then rush home to make sure Doug's not tapping the nanny again like a keg of Bud Light. Because whether you like Trump's policies or not, at least he had some. So will the media learn anything from this? Will the Dems? Of course not. Expect to be told how sexist and racist you are for the next 4 years. But it won't work, because by now our collective skin is tougher than a $2 steak. After all, the opposition called Trump a fascist and a Nazi. They shot him. They told us he was a threat to democracy. The coastal elite and the Obamas, Clintons, and Bidens told us no decent person would vote for him. And yet he caused a landslide bigger than the cast of The View on a snowboarding trip. That's why last night's reckoning signals something bigger even than Trump. You can see it in the faces of those who voted for him and those who didn't. The American people went from wanting to deciding, and that decision is now reflected in the calm that you sense right now. We may not get this country back on its feet tomorrow, but we're well on our way.
When you have these woke revolutions,
Thank you. You pull my lever. Happy Monday, everyone. So I voted earlier today, and this is a sticker that poll workers gave me. Very cute. Here in NYC, this is the sticker they're giving the Venezuelan gang members. Check it out. And down in Washington, they made a special sticker for President Biden. If you can see that, I voted today, and I'm dead. And it's nice to see that Doug
Oh, say can you?
I just want to thank each and every last one of you guys for coming out here, just checking us out, seeing what we was doing today. We wasn't really doing too much, but you know what? We'll be doing more later on. Right now, I have other things I have to go do right now, so please enjoy the rest of your day.
At the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. Oh, what ramparts we fought that were gallantly gleaming, and the rockets were glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave through the night that a flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled
Wishing on a star above, wishing for a sign of love, hoping the day will break, maybe today a stake, show you my handsome mid, hoping I don't get hit, wisdom laid me to rest, damn I hope I don't fall like the rest. I don't wanna fall in love, I wanna fall in love with the feeling of love. I don't wanna fall in love, I wanna fall in love with the feeling of love. Your status quo was met when you walked through that door. Your love rained on me, left me wet no more. Walking all around had me down. You never saw me wandering, just helped me be found. Open the door, let's walk. Talking the talk, not shout. I know it is hard, so pout. The enemy lurks, no doubt. Wisdom is hard to find. Life pours out pain like wine, so dying. Remember the time you spent not living but dying. The scent is chilling, oh my. Patience is waiting, so go ahead. Lazy is crazy, got me all spaced in my head. Waiting and waiting, got me all night in my bed. Wait, the sun's up already, midday I say. Patience is waiting, so go ahead. Lazy is crazy, got me all spaced in my head. Waiting and waiting, got me all night in my bed. Wait, the sun's up already. Oh, your status quo was met when you walked through that door. Your love rained on me, left me wet no more. Walking all around had me down. You never saw me wandering, just helped me be found. Your status quo was met when you walked through that door. Your love rained on me, left me wet no more. Walking all around had me down. You never saw me wandering, just helped me be found.